Hey, this is Russ. I made an announcement saying that we're going to try a different format um, to replace the e-bike videos during the winter months. Now, we haven't hit winter yet. Actually, winter doesn't happen until late December. Yeah, we're actually in fall up to that point, but it sure feels like winter to me now. Anyways, we're going to continue doing the knee replacement videos on Tuesdays and Fridays, or Tuesdays or Fridays. In other words, I'm going to try to do two per week, but sometimes it may only be 1 week. And if it's one a week, it'll be either on a Tuesday or a Friday. So if you're a knee replacement person looking for knee replacement topic, look on Tuesdays and Fridays. Okay. It may be on both, it may be only on one. I don't know which one. Just keep your eyes open on Tuesdays and Fridays. Now, the other days will be the new topic, which will be basically anything I want to talk about. All right. And so I was thinking about, for our very first one, what would I discuss? Okay. Let me bring up something. I'm sure my wife will not be happy for me telling you guys all this. Okay. But she likes watching Asian shows on Netflix. All right. Now we're talking Chinese shows and Korean shows. Now, we are not Korean, we are Chinese, but we both agree that the Korean shows are better in production and acting. Yeah. We don't understand anything. We have to read the subtitles just like everybody else, okay? Now, the Chinese shows, she watches that and tries to hone her Chinese skills by listening to that, but she also, of course, reads it too. And the subtitles, that is. And for me, I understand a different dialect than the typical Cantonese and Mandarin. I understand a dialect called Toisan, which is a dialect closer to Cantonese. Okay, and she understands more of a Mandarin slash and Cantonese dialect. Her family would understand the Shanghai dialects. So it's yeah, there's a lot of sub dialects within Chinese language. So she listens to both of them, and she kind of hones her skills that way. Okay. So what about these Korean shows? All right, she started watching these Korean shows just out of curiosity, and obviously, like I said, she cannot read the Korean word. She cannot understand it. She has to read the English subtitles. Yeah, same thing for me. I don't understand anything in Korean. I will say this: I have picked up a couple of Korean words like "kamsamnida," which means thank you. But other than that, yeah, I have to read the subtitles too. So we both feel that the production and the acting is better in the Korean shows. All right. So here's the thing with these shows on Netflix. All right. Once you start watching those things, Netflix feels that this is what you have most interest in. If you watch, series after series after series, they're going to recommend those things to you. So we have our Netflix account set up differently. I have an account. She has an account. So if you sign in under her name, she has a ton of these Korean shows that show up on her suggestions. And of course, I don't do it on mine. So mines are just like typical American shows or whatever that show up. But I don't like getting dragged into these series, although she will binge watch and just watch a series after the next, after the next, after the next. So when she gets home, she's trying to unwind from the hard work day. She'll just turn on a Korean show and just watch it. Okay. Now, for me, sometimes I'm in the room with her. If she's watching it on the big screen TV at home, I'll be on the laptop and I'll just be sitting there. And then I'll look up and then I'll make my little comments like, hey, what's going on? I know never to say that, because if I do, I'm going to get sucked into this series, okay? And sometimes, you just kind of look up and they're doing something funny and you just start laughing, and then you go, oh, what happened, So the next thing you know, I'm sucked into this thing. I really don't want to get sucked in because I don't want to devote that much time to it. But she does it just to kind of like fill time, okay? I don't want to do that, but I do get sucked in sometimes. Or sometimes she'll mention, hey, this is a show that you might like. Like, for instance, Squid Game, okay? She watched, I think, the first 2 or 3 episodes, and then she said to me, she says, "You might want to watch this one. I think you might like it." So I think I watched the third episode with her, or something like that, and yeah, I got kind of sucked into it. I says, "Oh, it's pretty interesting." So I had to go watch episodes 1 and 2 to catch up, so that I wouldn't miss the rest of it. So when she was at work, I went back and I watched the first 2 episodes, and I watched it with the English. So they replaced the Korean spoken word with English. Okay, and I thought it was okay, but the one thing she told me is, she said that, if you leave it in the actual language that they're talking, I mean, in other words, the actor's actual voice, the inflections that they say and do, even though you don't really understand it, you have to read the subtitles. It comes off better, and I would tend to agree. It just feels like you're hearing the emotion that the actor is actually saying, even though you don't understand them. But then you can kind of read what they're trying to say. Okay, so my suggestion is you're better off to read it than it is to hear it in English. Okay, so anyways, I try my best not to get sucked in, but I do get sucked in on some of the shows. Okay, she watches a lot of it, and so I try my best not to. Like, she'll watch something, and then I'll say, "Hey, hey, what happened here?" And the next thing you know, I'm sucked in. Okay, I just don't want to devote that kind of time. Now, having said that, I have binged watched certain shows in my lifetime on Netflix. I have let me see, what did I watch? I've watched all the episodes of Friends, okay? Because that's easy to watch, because you've probably seen a lot of them on network television anyways, because they were reruns so many times. I remember seeing all the episodes of Frasier, because I remember not ever seeing every episode, so I binged watched that once. I've seen Breaking Bad, okay, watched all that. I've seen Dexter. A friend of mine's told me about Dexter. He's a serial killer. He says you might be interested in that, based on my background. Okay, so yeah, there are some shows that I've watched the entire series, but I'm not a fan of watching long series like these, because I know it takes a lot of time to do it. I'm always one that would rather just watch a good movie and be done with it. Right, 2.5 hours, I'm done with it. So I prefer that. And I will also watch things like documentaries. I'm kind of a documentaries type of guy, or maybe a reality TV thing, but not the stupid series reality TV stuff. I don't watch that kind of stuff. Like, I'm not gonna watch stuff like Survivor, or I'm not gonna watch, what are some of the other reality TV shows. I'm not gonna watch something like The Bachelor or something like that. I'm not into that. But if you do a documentary on, like, say, World War II, or you do a documentary on something, I might watch that. Okay. I guess the whole thing is this: I don't want to be sucked into long, drawn out series. I've done it, but I don't want to do it. Okay. Anyways, let me know, what shows have you watched recently, or, well, within the recent past, on Netflix or some other streaming services that you found it yourself. You kind of got sucked into watching it, and it took a lot of your time. Okay, I don't watch a lot of network television anymore. I haven't watched network television in a good 10 years. It's true. I may turn on the news every now and then, but as far as television shows, I don't even know what shows are available anymore. It's been 10 years. Because I know when I started my school, I didn't have the time to watch any shows, because I was teaching. Because my school taught mostly in the evening hours during the weekdays, and then Saturday I was teaching all day long on Saturday. So I really didn't watch any television. And to this day, I kind of maintain that. I don't know what's going on in network television. I don't see anything like that. But yeah, what's been more important for me has been YouTube, really. I watch more YouTube than I watch anything else. In fact, if I have nothing to do, I'll usually turn on YouTube. And then the reason is because I get the information, let's say a half hour or less on YouTube. I get all the stuff I need to know. Or I'll watch something like Inside Edition on YouTube. And if you've ever seen that on YouTube, It's usually their short stories are which is usually 1 to 2 minutes long. Tells you a story of what they talked about, and it moves on to another story. Okay, so I'm into getting the stories quickly and getting out of it. All right, I'm more into that. I spend more time on YouTube as a creator and also as a viewer than I do on network television. Okay, let me know how you are. All right, let me know what you watch. Let me know if you watch more YouTube or you watch more network television, and what your comments are on some of these other types of shows, like the Korean shows or Chinese shows. If you watch any of that kind of stuff, or you totally avoid those type of things. I mean, for me, you might say, okay, I can see why you watch some of these Asian shows because you're Asian. Yeah, it's true. But we're not Korean, but we do watch those Korean shows. My wife does a lot. Okay, she just finds them interesting. So let me know how you feel about that and what you do. Anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll talk to you guys next time.